That's $1.5 trillion pumped in the top of our banking institutions like putting oil in a crankcase, and these are failed institutions. And yet the only investigation that I see happening is coming out of an office in the Attorney General's office in Albany, New York. It's unbelievable to me. And does anybody around here understand that $3.6 billion was put in a hose directly from the taxpayers' pockets to bonuses to 700 people in a failed banking institution, so that each of 700 people got $1 million or more? And that the top 4 people, by the way, the top 4 people got $120 million. And by the way, let me just point out that one of those top 4 people in Merrill Lynch, according to a news article in New York, one of those 4 executives that shared that got $121 million, he was hired in September of last year, and he got $24.6 million for 3 months of work, and then he quit. And the day he quit, according to a news report, his wife closed on a $36 million Park Avenue luxury co-op. Pretty unbelievable. And by the way, same news article says Thomas Montage, who headed up global sales and trading at Merrill Lynch, was reportedly given a guaranteed payment of $39.4 million for 2008. Does this sound like fiction? It does to me. And now this week we are treated to a rant on television I saw one day by a guy standing on a trading floor, a derivatives trader, who's ranting about losers, ranting about reckless behavior, ranting about losers who might get some help to stay in their home. You know, we've had millions of people lose their jobs. About 3.6 million people have lost their jobs. A good number of them are losing their homes. And somebody says, maybe you can try to find a way to help some of them stay in their homes. And you get a derivatives trader on a trading floor stand up and rant about losers who've lost their jobs and are about to lose their homes. I wonder if a derivatives trader might stand up on the floor of an exchange and describe losers as people that make $24.6 million for 3 months of work in a failed institution. Are they losers? How about 700 million people that get $1 million each in bonuses from the American taxpayer? Are they losers? Or is it just the little folks that are losers? The casualties at the bottom of this economic wreckage, people have lost their jobs, losing their homes, losing hope. And then they see these stories. Too big to fail. Too big to fail. Well, when 700 people get bonuses of $1 million each in an institution that lost $15 billion in a year, and the institution pays $3.6 billion in bonuses, I wonder if the folks that are having an itch to rant today might want to rant about that kind of nonsense. How about laying off the folks that don't have it so good, the folks that are struggling, the folks that are trying to get by day after day, hoping beyond hope that maybe they're not going to get laid off, or if they just got laid off, hoping beyond hope they might be able to find another job to care for their family, or hoping beyond hope that if they got laid off and haven't yet found a job, they can find some way to scrape up enough money to make the next house payment so they won't be kicked out of their house? Losers, these people are losers, you say? I mean, of all the unbelievable things I've heard, for a derivatives trader standing on a floor ranting about losers at the bottom of the economic scale, shame in my judgment. I'll tell you where the losers are. The losers are the folks that have wallowed in big bucks, getting bonuses, even running institutions that have failed, and then asking for taxpayers' money to recompense them for the bonuses they've paid, and then asking us to pry those bonus numbers out of the bowels of their financial records. You know, they didn't give them up exactly voluntarily. It was an attorney general of New York that forced that information into the open. Well, where's the outrage about these things? Where's the outrage? Let me hear a rant from somebody standing on a trading floor about that. Just one.